Parenting has nothing to do with staying in Lukenya. Parenting has nothing to do with buying clothes in Woolworths. Parenting has nothing to do with buying food at Food Plus. It has nothing to do with offering the best to your children. Parenting, if a successful parent is one who has raised a godly child, you have succeeded. It's not where your child goes to school. So can you imagine the kind of children we are raising? They are not godly. So we have ungodly children marrying each other. What is the result? It's called, it's ungodliness raised to power 2, is it? Yeah. And that is why marriage and family today is difficult. It's about ungodly people marrying ungodly people. They have no understanding of what marriage is all about. It's not just you and your wife coming together for romance and financial stability and companionship. It's about helping God repopulate heaven with godly people. There is no way an ungodly parent can raise a godly child. It's not possible. I was just seated with one of our guest teachers, and she was telling me, Pastor, there's something you talked about. We were watching you as we were teaching. You've really helped us. Imagine a parent has walked to me. Na nikipata umeenda umemuuliza utaona. Nitakupiga vibaya sana. Because I don't even know you. But ataniambia. Alafu sasa akiniambia nitamwambia sasa nipeleke kwa huyo mama. A parent has walked to the teacher. The child cannot sit in class. I'm imagining the child went and said the class is boring. I said, my child is saying your class is. And I'm like, but all the other kids are seated in class. So the parent has got to report that your class is boring. That's why my child cannot sit in your hey, uko na roho? Mnakuanga na roho nyi wa mama wa siku hizi. And those classes are children left with house girls. And the children are not even listening, they're eating lollipop, juice, soda, yogurt. That is the only way your child can settle in class. What a failure. Yani hii magari yote mumeweka hapa, buti imejaa tu yogurt. Lollipop, crisp, hii magari yote. Yeah. Na pia unaingia supermarket ati hii imetosha wiki mzima. So kila siku unaenda kwa butu, unafunga, unatoa, unaletea mtu, unamwekea kwa bag, unapanga, anaenda class. Hakuna kitu anasikia huko, ameenda kukula. Alafu unajua the kids are mixed up. There are those that are not blessed. So they can't even concentrate. They don't even know whether to listen or to ask. And even if when they beg, anamwangalia. Yaani mnakuanga na madharau. Ni watu wa Nairobi. Mumeshindwa kulea watoto, mumeletea walimu na mumeletea walimu tena na madharau. You don't need to beat a child. Let your child know mommy is in control. You don't need to beat them. My children know. I'll just give you one look and you sit. We don't argue. In fact, once our eyes lock, they sit proper. I don't need to beat my children. I can count the number of times I've beaten them. The first time I beat my children, that was last year. Because I'd gone into the room and found they had tore my receipt books. It was a new receipt book. I'd only done page 1. So when I came, page 2, 3, and 4, and 5 were missing. So I asked them, nani alirarua receipt book yangu? Si mimi? Si mimi? Si mimi? Si mimi. So I sat them down and I got a big kiboko kubwa. Hata wewe ukiona unasema wacha tukutafutie receipt book yako. So I said, I'm asking for the second time. Second time the question was not nani. The question was, si mimi ni mtoto mgani? Because I know, apart from the 18-year-old who can't do that, I have Tishi, then there's Sokoro, Nana, Dindin, the last born, Wiwi, is very young. So these four. I asked them, who is Simimi? Hapa katikati yenu, nani anaitwa Simimi? And they already started to cry. And I said, kila mtu alale chini. Kiboko nene. Okay? Na ukiweka mkono, ninaanza. So I beat them. You know, I'd not noticed that 4 leaves were missing. I had not noticed. I just knew it was 1. So I went to the bedroom to check. Probably they tore and dropped them there. Then I realized they were actually 4. I came back. I said, niliwachapa kwa page 1. Page 3, bad. 3 mara 4. Ni ngapi? 12. Lala. And then Dindin said, mama ni mimi. Ulitupa wapi? Ati iko hapo nyuma ya meza kwa bedroom. And I went and found they were rolled together. And I said, bedroom yangu ni bedroom yangu. Hata nguo zenu hakuna hata moja inapatikana kwa bedroom yangu. Na sitafunga, nimesema iko out of bound. Unaingia tu nikikutuma. Ukikuja unataka kuongea na mimi, unabisha mlango. Then I left them. The next morning, that was on an evening, the next morning, Sokoro went to the grandmother. So my mother is now telling me. Sokoro went and asked, Nyanya, uko sure huyu ni mama yetu? And then Nyanya was like, kwa nini si ni mama yenu? Sasa hapana, hajawahi tuchapa hivi. So, you must be in control. Your children must know hakuna mtu anakusukuma hivi. Wewe ndio kusema. They just have to know. Wewe ndio kusema. I was with your ambassadors there and they looked so rowdy. Day 1. You know, I've arrived. There were about 10 of them. Some are seated on the table. They're taking photos. They're scrolling. Yani hata washtuki ati DJ ameingia. Washtuki. So I also said, okay, ni sawa. So I sat waiting for all of them to come. And then the teacher told me, Pastor, let me go and call them. Yani, let me go and call them. Hata nikamwonea huruma. So she went and brought them. So they were coming one by one. Wanapitanga hivi, wanakuangalia hivi, alafu wanaendelea kuscroll. And then their leader stood up and said, hey, we to start. Alafu wanabeba kichwa hivi, alafu wanaendelea kuscroll. And then the girl said, let's sing song number. Alafu kuna wengine wanasneer. I'm watching. And then they started singing. And I think she felt intimidated. And she told me, Pastor, can you give us a song? I said, me, I'm not good with songs, even in Kiswahili. So I think she thought I don't know English. So I said Kiswahili. So I said even in Kiswahili. I don't know. Then I said, okay, fine, let's sing song number 1. And then we all stood. And as we were singing, I just stood and said, just go and sit. Let me handle it from here. And then I told them, let's pray. And then they sat. Bado wananipima. And I said, listen, here I'm the one who talks, okay? You see the way you talk, you will not talk to me like that. Hapa nitakupiga kuliko venye mama yako anakupiga. Nitakugonga mbaya. So I don't talk, and you're scrolling your phone. No one forced you to come here. And if you think you're forced, take your phone, go out. Then they started keeping their phones. So I told them, I want to know you more because I'm the only teacher that handles you the whole week. The rest have days. You tell me your first name and how old you are. And then they started. The first one said, my name. I didn't say you say my name. I say, you say Elizabeth and your age. And we went 16, 19, 18, 17. Then they finished. Said, you are all children. I thought you were 30-something. And if that is the way your children control you, by the time I was done, they were like, who's this? The next day I went, the class was packed in order. I told them, if I come here tomorrow, I'm not coming here tomorrow to wait for you. You will wait for me. And day 1, they were like, Pastor, can we continue? That's why we delayed day 1 with the youths. Because they were now excited. Now they want to hear more. Mtoto asiku control. I pay rent, school fees, food, and then you want to pull the shots. It's easy. If you hear what I say, you are old enough to go rent your space. It's that simple. We don't need to argue. Just move out, rent your space, do those things there. The argument is simple. I'm not like Kaki woye, naongea na wewe na unanifanyia nitakugonga. Of course, they talk to their father and they tell their father, Daddy, no, mommy is a little bit hard. I don't know, yeah, we have to be hard. You be soft, me, I'll be so hard. So they know. So even when my girl wants something, tuko tu naye kwa nyumba, goes through Somali. So I sat her down and tuko na wewe hapa, lazima upigie daddy huko ndio ikuje. Hata ukizunguka bado itanifikia. So today we are friends. It is simple, it's my house. It ends there. So I set the rules. I pull the shots. You don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. I've raised all my siblings. They have lived in my house. And they got to a point they would come back at home at 11 p.m. And I'm, hey, tusikizane. Baba yenu alikufa. Nyumba ya baba yenu, hakuna. Hapa ni kwangu. Hii maisha mnataka kuishi sikatai, lakini inatakikana mahali ingine kwako. Ni rahisi, beba vitu yako, tafuta kwako. Penye unarudi kwa nyumba saa 5 na hujaolewa na hakuna kazi unafanya. Those Tana virtues, they've got to be there. Else your child will control you. Take note that God has no backup plan for this. Repopulating heaven. There is no plan B. And so marriages and family must work whether we like it or not. The devil has made us believe that they can't work. They must work whether we like it or not because there is no backup plan. And they will work for 2 reasons. The originator is not a failure. And reason number 2 They will work for the reasons that he has, not the reasons that you have. And so it began well in Eden, and before it got far, it fell. And believe me, the Lord will restore this institution because he has no other plan for repopulating heaven. He will restore. Restoration has begun. So we are not passionate about family life because we have nothing else to preach. It is our calling. A calling to restore families. And the calling comes with the Elijah spirit. It was prophesied in the end times, the Lord will send the Elijah what? Elijah's spirit is not Nathanic spirit. Get me right, we are in the last days. The Lord is not sending us Nathanic spirit that says, David, there was a rich man and a poor one, and the rich man had all the cattle and whatever, and the poor one had only one that was like a pet, would even sleep with it. And then the rich man received a guest, and the rich man, instead of taking one from his flock, he went and took the only one that belonged to David. What do you think should be done to this man? Hey, he should be killed. So now listen, you are the one. That is not the spirit for the last days. He said, I will send you the Elijah spirit that was in John the Baptist that says, repent. And as it says repent, it says, Herod, return your brother's wife. It has no time to sugarcoat. Elijah's spirit doesn't sugarcoat. Elijah's spirit tells you as it is. Rudisha bibi ya wenyewe. Hata sahi naambia mtu hapa, rudisha bibi ya wenyewe. Rudisha bwana ya wenyewe. You say, oh pastor, you are unfair. You should have called us aside and told us. That is Nathanic spirit. We have Nathanized you for a long time, and you keep growing bolder. I think we need to try the Elijah spirit on you. This thing will work. Even if you say it will work, not for your reasons, but for the reasons that God has, because he has no backup plan. Heavens must be repopulated, and the only plan is through families. And you must cooperate with God to raise a godly people. For him. Some of us are raising children for ourselves. We invest so that they can come back and help us. It is not biblical that a child should come back and help you. A righteous man has an inheritance for his children's children. I've taken you to school, you cannot build a house for me. Hi. You must be having an inheritance for your children's children, for your grandchildren. We are raising children for God, not for ourselves. And so this should inform your reason for marriage. Satan has been expelled with a third of the angels, and they begin to feel the effects of rebellion. Listen to what Spirit of Prophecy says. Satan stood in amazement of his new condition. His happiness was gone. Strife, discord, and bitter recrimination were among them. As soon as the Lord, through Jesus Christ, created our world and placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, Satan announced his purpose to conform to his own nature, the father and mother of all humanity. The minute they were created like this, given a home to begin life, marriage, the devil struck. Adam's marriage didn't last for long. They didn't enjoy much. The devil struck on day one. So when you see these youths getting married, big weddings, dressed naked, and then after 2 months, no more. They're working out a divorce. They're not the first ones. It began with their father, Adam. At times, us pastors, we are scared of going to your reception. The things that happen there, not even an angel is present. Leave alone God. Not even an angel is present. Sweetie, 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 dun, 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 dun. We are scared. I don't believe even God can dance to that. Lazima tumkaribishe nyumbani. Sense. Yaani watu wanajiachilia. Ni saa ya kujiachilia. Tushatoka wapi? Tushatoka church. Tumewaachia hiyo church yenu. Hapa tuache peke yetu. Let me tell you, the presence of God makes all the difference. The Lord saw your reception before you even came to church. And don't think now he will be with you in church. And people go to start life without the blessing of God. What they have is a paper that the minister has signed and your best man and lady. They are naked. Naked. We are scared to attend your weddings because when people will ask, they'll say, but Pastor MOKORO was there. So tunamalizana na wewe mbio pale kwa church, tunakuambia ni sawa, weenda tupatie tu pesa yetu ya suit, turudi nyumbani. Yaani tunasaidia shetani kuharibu hii kitu ya Mungu. He couldn't imagine man taking his place in heaven. Because do you know the devil knows the reason for marriage than you know? Because he knows you are there to take up his what? His place. He couldn't imagine that these are the guys that want to take my space. Hii kitu lazima niharibu from day one. So when the devil attacks the family, he is attacking the very plan of God of repopulating heaven. He can't stand the fact that you're taking his place. I'm asking, if the first marriage became difficult, where do you get strength to contract a second one? Kama ulishindwa ya kwanza, ya pili sasa unaanza aje tena? Ulishashindwa na hiyo story. Hiyo story ilishakushinda. Sasa ya pili unaanzaje tena? Sasa mumeweka ni kitu ya trial and error, trial and error. Ile itafanyika. The devil understands why God instituted marriage and family better than you understand it. And he has constantly attacked this institution since Eden in an effort to thwart the plan of God. And he equally knows that God has no backup plan. Today we see marriage and family as an earthly affair, when it is actually a plan with eternal implications and interests. We were studying here with the youth. Marriage will determine your life here, life to come. It has eternal implications and interests. It's not an affair for this world. And this institution, I want to say categorically, is a spiritual battlefield with spiritual beings engaged. It may seem to fail, but the simple fact that God has no backup plan to repopulate heaven, he will protect it to the bitter end. So when you see the ill manifestations in your marriages and families, Just understand they are demonic attacks to thwart the plan of God. God depends on you to fulfill this plan. It will work if you stand with him. It will fail if you want to stand with the devil. The battle is raging. It is so fierce. And I am appealing to you to see the great picture, the big picture. And permit God to depend and count on you. It's time we understood this spiritual warfare. We don't understand it. But because we have never understood it, we have treated marriage and family as a footnote. We've trivialized it. And all of us are singing that we are going to heaven, but the very vehicle that should be taking us to heaven is corrupted and abandoned. All of us are sure we are going to heaven. The vehicle that should be taking you there, family, you have corrupted and abandoned. It is in the family that we build character for heaven. So I don't see you going to heaven without a character polished for heaven. And it's a solemn call to parents. Most of us will not see God for failure to raise godly children. You'll be good Sabbath keepers, but never see God. I want to read an excerpt, and then we finish. The book is Child Guidance. Sad statement. To the reader, it is the privilege of parents to take their children with them to the gates of the city of God. It's a privilege. Saying, I have tried to instruct my children to love the Lord, to do his will, and to glorify him. I love that statement. At least it gives me hope. It says, I have done what? Try. Nimejaribu. I may not be perfect, but I have done the best I can. The best is when you're told to repeat, you'll repeat the same thing you did. That is the best. To such, the gate will be thrown open, and parents and children will enter in. But all cannot enter. Not everyone. And that is why it's sad. People have said, watoto ni malaika, wataenda mbinguni. Not all will enda mbinguni. Hakuna mtoto malaika. Sema ako innocent. Some are left outside with their children, whose characters have not been transformed by submission to the will of God. A hand is raised and the words are spoken. You have neglected home duties. And for sure we have. Today, if you are a woman in the house, they say she's a housewife. She's a stay-at-home mom. The one that goes to work thinks she's superior. What you didn't know, character building in children, not even the work of a chief justice can be compared to it. You can't compare raising godly children. White says, the work your husband does is nowhere close to the work you do in raising children in a godly way. But we were deceived. We were deceived. We've been empowered. We've been emancipated. Your husband will leave you at some point. You need to prepare for it. we neglect. I'm not saying going to work is bad. I'm saying to the point we neglect home duties, then it is wrong. Don't get me wrong. To the point we neglect our home duties, then it is wrong. There are women here who have delegated. They have delegated children. They have delegated their husbands. Paka bwana umedelegate. You don't even know what your husband eats. In fact, you don't even know what your husband puts on. It's the house girl that knows where his socks is. And he's even, amezoea, auntie, umeona socks yangu. Auntie, hujaniletea vest. We have delegated even our husbands. Tena uko serious. Auntie, kwani hiyo sapa haijaiva, baba nani anasikia njaa? Jothurwa. Ati umetoka job, umechoka. Kesho akipindua serikali, unalia. Bwana anapokuoa anataka bibi. Your husband's food is your business. It's not the house girl's business. It has become so bad that you're scared of even giving the house girl some off duty. Because you're not used to remaining alone. Hata watoto wako are strangers to you. A house girl goes home. A house girl goes home. Mtoto analia. Auntie! 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 Say auntie atarudi. Alafu ananyamaza. Saa ya kukula inafika. Anajuanga ni auntie anamkulisha. Unajaribu. A child cannot eat. Minataka auntie. Minataka auntie. Ati wacha basi nimpigie simu. Alafu unapiga simu Uganda. Auntie ongea na toto akule. And then auntie says, baby, nitakuja tu. Kula tu. Sawa, so umesikia auntie amesema anakuja. So umesikia auntie amesema anakuja. Kuja tu. Tutaenda kuleta auntie. Umesikia? Tutaenda kuleta auntie. Mimi nataka auntie. Mimi nataka auntie yangu. Hey! Unaona pale ujinga imetufikisha? You can't. If auntie goes for off on Sunday, I can assure you, the house is so messy. That girl comes back to start from washing utensils, atafua kesho. Because you couldn't even do laundry. Hata kitanda yako haijatandikwa for the whole weekend. Because it's auntie that does your bed. And for me, what pains me most when auntie has to wash your bed sheet. Even after doing your thing with your husband. Hiyo ni madharau inafikisha watu wapi? Yaani bed sheet yako mumeandika kitabu mkamwaga ink kila mahali, unapatia mtoto wa mtu anaosha. Na bwana yako pia amenyamaza. Haongei. Nyote nyinyi ni mazuzu. Hey, hiyo ni madharau kiasi gani? Hey, watoto wa Mungu. Mko serious kweli? Eti nyinyi mnaendanga job. Tena unauliza msichana, I mean, these things you need. Anakuambia aje, my money works for me. Have you heard that statement? My money works for me. So her money works for her. She can employ a house girl ready to pay any amount. Her money works for her. When auntie goes for off, they send Glovo to get them pizza and burgers and food from Naivas because my money works for me. And your husband are forever on noodles, spaghetti, rice. Today they cannot even perform in bed. You are complaining. Where is the strength? When a husband is forever on Coca-Cola. And ikitu inaitwanga je inakaa kama spaghetti inaitwaje? Indomie. He's very young, 45, nothing doing. 45, nothing doing. That thing needs good food. It's dependent on nutrition, good food. You cannot compare a kissing man in Nairobi with a kissing man in Keroka. Sugarcane. Sugarcane. Manyabwali. Nyoyo. Chinsaga. Amanago. And even the ugali ni ile ya obori. Your husbands are forever on processed foods, including ugali, is grade 1. Aina kitu, no fiber, no nothing. You can't, and you want chuma ni doshi. Hakuna! Hiyo kitu haiwezekani. Hakuna. You're killing your husbands. Killing your husbands. Because my money is working for me. Carelessness. Hand is raised and the words are spoken. You have neglected home duties. Today I look at the family table. Is full of diseases. All these diseases we get are from the table. The family table. All these diseases we get are from the family table. Because the one in charge is too busy. Her money works for her. You have failed to do the work that would have fitted the soul for a home in heaven. You cannot enter. The gates are closed to the children because they have not learned to do the will of God, and to the parents because they have neglected responsibilities resting upon them. I think there are things we need to reconsider. I'm trying them myself. I don't find them easy, but every day I keep telling the Lord, give me on how to go about these things. I've got to be so intentional and deliberate on the food that is placed on my table. So intentional. Did you know that today, even the maize we have today is not the best? It's been interfered with. Today, the only cereals that are at least safe is wheat and it's called what? Maemba. No, sorghum is wimbi. Millet. Those at least the only cereals remaining. Even the maize we have today is not the best. Friends, we've got to be intentional. You cannot just have bread and tea every day on your table for breakfast. Processed wheat. You can't. We've got to be creative, deliberate, intentional with the food that goes on the table. It speaks about good blood, and good blood gives us good brain, and we are able to make the best decisions. I know it's too much, but I know you can handle it. You only need to rethink about your priorities. Someone lied to us that there's power in dual income. Both of us must work because we are building this house, dream house, and we have neglected our children. Why is it a teacher is the one that should find out for you your daughter is a lesbian? A teacher, why? And this girl, you've lived with them in the house. Things happen under your nose. You have no idea. We don't have time for our children. They're consuming pornography every single day. Masturbating, struggling with masturbation. Under your nose. It is the school that calls you to let you know. Where are you? I think it's time we reconsidered. This is not our world. there's a better world to come. And for me, that is what motivates me. I can miss everything else in this world, but not that one. I'm not the best parent, but every time I read this thing, it scares me. All of us can't just bolt into the world and leave our children in the hands of strangers. You have no idea what values they hold. We can't just bolt, all of us. We can't. I say, yeah, we have to. You never know what might happen to your husband. We don't pray for bad things to happen. And I tell women, pray to God every morning. Release your husband from the house with prayer. God, open new frontiers. Enlarge his territory so that he brings a lot of money. Enough to take care of us so that I don't have to go looking for game. I can and take care of the children. Pray for him every day. Let me tell you something. You are only scared for nothing. I believe when we uphold the principles of God as revealed in his word, I tell you, the Lord blesses you. He brings resources your way. Until you're willing to do it the way the Lord wants, you will never see his blessing. He cannot direct his resources where he didn't intend them to go. But the minute you want to do it as the Lord wants, he pumps in resources that direction. Some of our men cannot still get jobs because all of us want to go out to work. And that is not to say when you stay at home, there's nothing you're doing. The home is a whole economy. Big. It has more income than where you're going. I have tried it. I have tried it. More income. It's about having flexi time. I've seen women run companies from their bedrooms. Haven't you seen? Yeah, companies. I've seen women doing chapatis and sending them to the US. Samosa. Sending them to the US. They are not doing chapati business locally. They're doing chapati business internationally. When you think, hadi sasa iko nini kwa chapati? And do you know why US is buying? Because they don't have grains there that are whole. People are selling one chapati at 100. Mediocrity will kill us. Mediocrity. Why? Because we cannot think. People are working from home. Even Corona didn't teach you can work from home. And have time for your children and also make your what? Your money. We have left shambas lying uko nyumbani. No one is attending to them. We are scared of witch doctors. They are lying there. Hakuna mtu analima. To come and throw stones in Nairobi that a packet of unga has gone to. And there's land. There's land at home. I've seen families that farm at home and they have put someone there. And they will do the vegetables, put them on transline, you receive them here. But you people in Nairobi, forever feeding on sewage food. Nduma, siwa. Sukuma wiki, siwa. Spinach, siwa. Alafu mkikuja ushago, amwezi kata wiki moja. Mnafikiri mkunyini wazungu. Si tunafanana na nyinyi hapa? Alafu mnakufa, mnatupatia tabu mingi mkikufa. Mjajenga nyumbani, mnatupatia tabu mingi. Mnaanza kutuwekea WhatsApp wall tuwachangie pesa ya kukuzika, na wewe ni mtu wa hii. Aje sasa? That is what Eve did. Eve thought there was something she could get out there better and plunged the whole universe into sin. Eve had the mentality we had. It plunged us into this mess. I'm only crying for our children. I know you've gone to school and you're wondering, where do I take my education? You are the best teacher because you've gone to school. Because the mother is the first teacher. She lays the foundation. The teacher in school builds on that foundation. So it doesn't matter how good the work of the teacher is, for as long as the foundation is weak, it will not get anywhere. It is called building on the sand. Rains will come, take it down. Are you doing your bit? And those are the men that should marry us. We are lousy guys, lousy men. Mungu awabariki. Sababu time yangu imeisha. Mimi nawaombea mema. Tusipotee kwa kutafuta pesa. You only need just what is enough. You only need just what is enough. There is a new heaven and a new earth to come. Do not delegate your parental responsibilities. Not even the government can be blamed on corruption. Squarely blamed on parents. Government does not parent. All these thieves you see are the sons and daughters you have brought up.